It's good. I have no idea why I watched this. Today I'm going to be talking about a classic Scooby Doo episode. Just a random one that I picked out because my friend got me this long ago, or he didn't really get it for me, but he gave it to me. So yeah, there's that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch an episode from this thing. It's like 7 or 6 or 4 or something, but it's a shitload. It's a shitload. So I picked a random episode and we're going to be talking about it today. Now, I haven't watched an episode of the OG show in years. I can't even tell you how long. And I didn't realize how weird as hell this show was. As a kid, I would sit and watch episodes and casually be like, oh, there's a ghost floating around in the middle of the Antarctic. Yeah, cool. That's fine. Anyway, this episode is called A Night of Fright is No Delight. The episode opens on a mansion sitting on a giant island completely made of rocks. The gang is going over to the island on a speedboat. Velma's reading some newspaper and is like, ah yes, blah blah blah, whatever the hell that says. And then there's a zoom in closer to the newspaper and there's seriously no words. It's just scribbles and a picture of a guy. Then when they get to the island, the perspective is utter garbage because the gang is actually taller than the front door. Once inside the building, there's some pissed off lawyer who's, reading a will of some guy named Colonel Sanders that knew Scooby several years ago because he saved his life or something. Not Shaggy, not Fred or Velma or Daphne. He knew Scooby. Also, as soon as I took a look at that lawyer, I was like, he's the villain. On top of that, Scooby makes the dumbest smile I've ever seen. It's right up there with the vulture smile from that one episode of the 60 Spider-Man that I talked about. The more I continued to watch the episode, the more I realized that everyone looked like they were having a stroke. Later on, Scooby encounters the villain simply named Phantom Shadow, who, let me just say, has the neatest handwriting for a ghost. At some point, Shaggy, Scooby, and Velma fall out a window and surprisingly don't die, and they end up in a cave at the base of the island where they find a bunch of Confederate/rebel shit from the Civil War. Out of nowhere, a rebel uniform flies towards them, and it's terrifying for like the first 2 seconds, but after it becomes really lame because it turns out to be a duck. Oh, also in the beginning of the episode, there was like a line of people that were also in the will next to Scooby to get money or some property. I don't know. But the gang realizes that they too got kidnapped all at the same time. They got kidnapped by the Phantom. The gang finds a clue and the walls begin closing in, like that one part in Star Wars where like the walls start closing in on them. And everyone's like, oh my god. After the gang figures out the wall problem, they find stairs leading down to the catacombs. And there they find 2 phantoms just chasing them around. A giant chase happens. Obviously, it's a Scooby Doo episode. And then Shaggy and Scooby, I guess they get lower down into the building because they're in the catacombs. And then they go down to the cellar where there's a bunch of wine. There's like a wine rack, like a wine basement. And they defend themselves using the corks of the wine. And then, of course, the gang comes up with a final plan. It goes horribly wrong. Obviously. I think it ends with Shaggy and Scooby flying out the window on a washing machine. And then they take out the phantoms. And, surprise, surprise, it ends up being the lawyers. Not one lawyer, 2 lawyers. Both lawyers from the beginning of the episode. And the episode ends with a real haunted bone floating in the air. And everyone just has a big laugh. And I'm just like, there's your proof, guys. There's monsters or ghosts are real or whatever, and they don't care. Honestly, I didn't hate that episode. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a very fun, very not unique because every episode of Scooby Doo is the same. Yeah, I thought it was just fun. It was just fun. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you want me to talk about anything in particular, just let me know in the comments, and I'll try get my hands on it and talk about it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon.